So thanks everyone for coming. I'm Robin Riddle with Stanford Parkinson's Community Outreach and Brain Support Network. And I am helped today by Candy Welsh, who's a board member for Brain Support Network, and also Denise Dagan, who many of you know. She works both at Brain Support Network and at Stanford Parkinson's Community Outreach. So we're glad to see so many people joining us, and we have quite a long list of gadgets that have already been sent in. And even if you haven't sent in your gadget in advance, then you can chime in at maybe the appropriate category or something. So take it away, Candy. Let's start with
Okay. And one
Mealtime.
other thing we want to mention too is that Mindy is taking notes, isn't she?
That's right. Yes, Mindy is
Yeah.
taking notes. And yeah, I see her there. Yep. And
Yeah.
we
So
will
Mindy,
encourage.
Mindy will be
Hi.
taking notes,
Yeah.
and the whole video will be posted, uploaded to the website when we get done with it. So, you don't really need to write things down unless you really are dying to, because it'll all be there in the notes. So, okay, so our first topic here is category is mealtime, and Carrie V, who isn't on the call, there's a spoon called Liftware that stabilizes itself against tremor. So allowing the part that goes into your mouth to stay still while your hand is shaking. Oh, here's a video. That's awesome, which is great. We could have used something like that back when Bob was sick, because that would make it so much easier. Okay,
Does anyone
awesome.
have any idea how much those cost?
Is it there?
I kind of think it's $200 or $300. I kind of think that's.
Yeah,
Oh,
we bought
wow.
one for a woman at the
Oh, do
assisted
purchase. Do
living
one
where
of
my
the
aunt
purchasing.
lives, and it
Yeah,
was a
no,
couple
you
hundred
just,
dollars.
yeah, you pass purchase. Go to purchase. Well, we can let people know later. That's fine.
Yeah. If they're interested, they can look it up too. The link is
Sold
there.
out.
Now go down lower, extra attachments, maybe. Purchase.
Oh yeah, that's just the handles.
Oh, okay. All
They're
right.
about $50 for extra.
Shaking and
Uh,
drinking soup with the spoon. Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
here's the store.
Barry, would you use such a device?
Yeah, this is $200.
Oh, $200. Okay. Thank you. All right.
Okay. So kind of pricey, but yeah, I think that would be very useful if your loved one has like really bad tremors. It would really help with mealtime. So the next category we've got here is smartphone apps and Apple devices. And Doug, are you here? Doug D said he would attend, and he was going to be showing videos from his iPad on a TV for vision impaired people.
Okay. So maybe we can come back to him. I
Come
don't
back
see him on
around.
the list. Yeah. If
Okay,
he,
so Tamara S. Isn't on the call either, but she wanted to suggest the voice analyst pitch and volume includes recording feature to share with clinicians. So are you familiar with this, Robin? The voice assist analyst. Oh,
it's
here we
a,
go.
I think actually Denise looked into it a little bit. It's an app that you can put on your phone. It comes in, I think, both Android and Apple, and it's a way to have someone speak, particularly a person with Parkinson's disease, to know how loud their voice is. Because, as we know, people with Parkinson's disease and MSA have a symptom called hypophonia, which means low speech volume, quiet voice. And one reason that they're quiet is that they don't know the loudness of their own voice. So this little app can tell people how far or how loud somebody's voice is
Okay, great.
in real time. Yeah.
Okay.
And
All
the
They
right.
can
same
record
thing
it
with the
and
next one, Decibel X. And Tamara said that this one has a really good interface and has a recording feature. And
yeah,
Denise also found that in the App Store.
yeah,
Okay.
and Google Play. And I think this one, the Decibel X, was the one that had the most easy user interface.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what she said.
So, and that's all on the App Store, the Apple App Store. So you'd have to have an Apple enabled device, obviously.
It's on Google Play
Oh,
also.
it is on Google too. Okay, great.
Mhm.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is Apple Watch and other watches that detect falls. Apple workouts may be those the watch is recording data for. So
Yeah, so the Apple Watch has this thing in the settings in under SOS because
right.
it will vibrate your wrist, send a sound, and then call 911 if you fall and don't move afterward.
Okay.
But I wondered, and I have mine turned on all the time. It never goes off accidentally, but you
Mine
can
actually.
set it. Yours does?
Yeah. You know, when I have, well, this is kind of funny, but you know, when you're like chopping garlic and to get the skins off, you know, you take a knife and kind of whack it on the cutting board, and I always
Really?
get the message, "Did you fall?"
Oh, yeah, mine doesn't do that.
You know, yeah.
Hmm.
So anyway, so mine goes off, and then of course I just say no, I'm fine. And for whatever reason, it's not ever picked that up. I guess it doesn't remember it, obviously. So
Uh, Yeah,
yeah,
I wondered if because you can set it for always on or just during workouts. And I wondered if by workouts it meant when your Apple Watch is recording a
I
workout
would
or just when you're moving a lot.
I would guess you have to, because usually, you know, that there's a setting on the Apple Watch that you record your workouts. So
Hmm.
I would assume that's what that means. So
Yeah. So it may
yeah,
not pick up all falls, but in your case it picks up more than it needs to. So I'd
exactly.
rather have that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But the
And
person that was where it would have to be able to say, you know, I'm okay. They'd have to have the dexterity, obviously, to hit the little spot to.
Does
yeah.
Yeah.
anybody else use this,
Mhm.
the Apple Watch?
Yes.
Can you, Susie, can you say a little bit about it? Is it reliable or
Wait, oh, am I on mute? No.
no?
I've had it, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I've had it go off for me a couple times. I can't, you know, but not very often. Have you fallen and has it?
Yeah, there was a time when I was I fell twice the day I came home from Europe and came down with COVID at the same time.
Oh.
And I fell
Oh,
twice, and neither time did it ring.
it didn't?
No.
Oh.
And then
That's interesting.
3 times when I did not fall, and it asked me if I'd fallen. So that
Yeah. So not exactly reliable.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've had the opposite. This is Margie. I currently have COVID. That's why I'm not on video. But we've when Mike fell, it went off immediately. And the one time he really, they really fell outside, it was going nuts, saying,
Mm,
do you need help? Do you need help? And
yeah.
we were trying to get him up, and I was about to let it call 911. But anyway, so we were pretty happy with it actually.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah.
I would continue to use it.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And it's an easy one to leave on. It's not something like it's an extra gadget that he has to put on. He just likes to wear his watch, so it's on, all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think Fitbit has the same, I think there's a setting on Fitbit that can detect falls too, I'm pretty sure. So I
Do you
think it's,
have to have your phone with you?
No,
yeah,
Well,
no.
you do if you, yeah, I think you do if you have the inexpensive Apple Watch that just has Wi-Fi,
Oh, okay.
because your watch doesn't work without the phone really,
right,
if you're in that situation. But some of the more expensive Apple Watches have their own cell service,
Right,
right,
and they would work independently of your phone.
right, right.
yeah.
I
But
have
it works with the phone.
Candy's Doug has arrived.
I've
Oh,
got a
good.
question
Okay.
on the Apple Watch. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Jane. Sorry, I don't have the video on. Yeah, so I use the Apple Watch a lot, and I have had it thinking I fell and I didn't. So you have to say, no, I'm okay. But I did fall once and I said, I okay. But the other thing I've discovered, if you touch your Apple Watch a certain way and hit something like SOS and it's a mistake, I'll just turn my Apple Watch off because I'm thinking, okay, I'm fine. But I still had 911 call me,
Oh, wow.
yeah, to make sure I was okay. So it's pretty effective, pretty sensitive, so.
Okay.
Hmm. And
Okay.
so Doug
So
has
Doug,
arrived, so I stopped screen sharing so he could screen share.
okay. So Doug, you had a couple things to talk about here.
Okay.
The showing the photos from an iPad on a TV for vision impaired people. Is there anything you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, let me see if I have it. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay. So basically, we have a situation where my wife doesn't see well anymore. She has PSP, and so and people send pictures and emails and you know all that kind of stuff, and so she can't see it, and it's hard to show a phone up to her eyes or an iPad. Um, so there are ways that you can actually take stuff from your PC, your phone, or your or an iPad or whatever, and actually project it onto a TV screen, which is kind of where she spends most of her time in the bedroom. And we have a 32-inch TV there. So I thought I'd kind of talk about different things. I'm not going to go into detail about them unless people have more questions, and a lot of you may already have this, but I just wanted to kind of talk about what we do. So the first is that you can connect your Apple device using AirPlay to your phone. So basically, so if there are pictures that somebody sends you or whatever, or if they FaceTime you, although this application tends to be a little bit slow for FaceTiming, but you can actually do a screen mirroring, and if you have an appropriate TV, a smart TV, it'll basically
Okay.
give you options that you can go to, and then you click on that, and then you do the mirroring on your phone, and you can actually, anything that's on your phone or your iPad, you can see on the TV set.
Okay,
So,
there you
Nice
go. Yeah,
and
that's
big.
great.
so the other thing that you can do if you're playing, both of Samsung and the Apple, they have the ability, if you look here, this is a lightning cable right here. So it's an Apple device that can go to an HDMI device, and then you plug an HDMI cable in, which goes to your television set.
Uh-huh.
And they make an equivalent one also for basically for a Google, application there. So what you can do is you can actually take here's your cable that would go to your Google phone
Mhm.
or your Samsung, and then you just take that and there's your HDMI cable that plugs into your television set, and then you have to go to your inputs on your TV, like if you had like a Comcast recorder or something like that, you'd have to go to a different input. Well, this is a different input, and pretty much every TV that's out today allows you to do that. And then so you would input from your whatever input your phone is on or your iPad or whatever, and then you can actually get it that way as well. So you're looking, and I'd recommend getting a little bit longer cable because if it's hard to move around screens if your iPad or your phone is only a foot away from your TV set. So
Yeah.
Right. That's great.
this is one more. I'm just going to go through a couple of these here. I mean, I'm going fast, but but again, if you want more information about them, I'm happy to get into it, and I'll send this to Robin, and she can send it to wherever here. This is something that I use all the time. I primarily use a PC for what I do, and I'm on a PC now. Um, and a lot of times we'll project a Zoom meeting, like we'll do Zoom support group meetings, things like that on the phone. And this allows me to actually send stuff wirelessly from my PC to the TV. And so there's a device that hooks into the TV set, and then you just go into your screen share. If you go into your, I don't know if you can see this, it's not very big, but if you go into your settings on on a PC, you go to basically inputs and display, and then if you go to display, it says connect to if I can read it here, a wireless display. So you do that, and then you go over here to the right and you can see it, and then you click on that, and then whatever's on your PC shows up on your TV set. So anyway, those are things that we do to try to put as much stuff on the television as possible, so she's not looking at a small screen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then just one last item that's unrelated to those. You were talking about falls and things like that, but one of the questions that comes up, there's just the two of us right now, and so if something happened to me, and she can't move, and so what do we do? And so Snug Safety is an app that you can get for your phone. It's free, unless you want somebody from them to contact or whatever. But basically, you set a time. So our daughter, um, we're in Santa Cruz, and our daughter's in Cambridge, but one of them anyway. And so if I don't respond to this in the morning by 11 o'clock, she gets a text message saying that I haven't responded. And then she has local contacts that she can get a hold of that have access to our house to make sure that we're both okay. So anyway,
Okay.
so that's what I have.
Yeah, that's great. That's a really good thing too. I've never heard of that Snug Safety, so that's good. That a lot of us could use that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I live alone, but I'm perfectly healthy. But my dad got worried during the Minnesota riots, and so I check in on that app every day. And we've actually tested it. If you don't check in at a time where he knew I was fine and we were in communication, and it'll start with a text message and it'll escalate up the chain to an actual emergency. And you can pay for live dispatch as well. So it's a cool app.
Okay, that's good. All right. Well, Doug, thanks for that. That's very great information. So covered all yours. So Michelle P. Was going to talk or had sent in the TD Pilot eye-controlled communication device for the iPad. Robin, do you have info on that? It sounds like that could be something that would be.
I don't. Denise, did you by chance look it up, or we just have the link there?
I'm trying to get the screen sharing back.
Oh, okay. Doug, did
So
you
let's
get
see.
screen
Did you
sharing?
stop sharing screen?
Is he still there?
Yeah, Doug is there. I think he's on mute, but he said yes.
Yeah, I stopped sharing. There we go.
Oh, there.
There you go.
Great. Thanks.
There we go. Okay. So get rid of that. Here we are.
TD Pilot, row 20.
Yep.
Oh, yes. I just saw that this morning.
Yeah, it looks, it's related to Dynavox, I see.
Move this out of the way. It is eye-controlled communication device for your iPad, which looks really cool. So I guess I don't know how you connect it with your eyes, but then you move your eye to spell things on this keyboard.
Right. You probably have to train on it, obviously. Would be one of those things. Yeah.
We could watch the video. I don't know how long it is.
And maybe you could also investigate, and we can put a price on there later on. But
yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah, kind of cool.
Another one of those things that if you're going to do something like that, get it sooner rather than later. Because I'm sure there's a learning curve.
Oh, and it's just not good news. It says request a quote.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's not a good sign. It sounds like it.
No, I'm sure it's very expensive.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little camera that that watches your eye to see where it looks in terms of the keyboard. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So Kathy S., are you here? Are you on the call? No?
I do not see her.
Okay, so she sent in the suggestion for Safe Wander bed alarm system, and it connects to iPhone.
Denise, I think that should be Callie. Probably autocorrect. Callie, did you come up with that? Was that your? No,
not
okay,
me.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm accusing people of typos. Okay, sorry.
This was a little shady to me because it says the sensor on the clothing sends an instant alert when it detects a change in body position. So that kind of seemed to me like you were going to get alarms all the time as somebody moved in their bed.
Yeah.
But then it's got a plug-in sensor to relay it. So I guess that gives you a broader distance of Wi-Fi between the sensor and your phone. And then the app on your phone gives you the alarms and a history, keeps a history. So yeah, but I don't know about that sensor on the clothing.
Well, maybe it's not as sensitive as some or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
Apparently
different. Go ahead.
apparently
Sorry.
you can do multiple people using the device at one time.
Interesting. Oh, in care communities. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it detects, like with the Apple Watch, how quickly the body moves, you know?
Or
Mhm.
from still to motion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
that,
that's
I
that
mean,
one.
in the last gadget meeting, of course, we talked more about just the bed alarms like we have in hospital.
Right.
This might be a
Yes.
better, easier to use for sure, or to set up,
And
I would think.
the
$102.
sensor is $79, and if you need the extender and it goes in the wall outlet, it's $200 for both. And
Wow.
then yeah, apparently the sensor cap sometimes needs replacing also for $6.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe add the price to the spreadsheet when you have a free
Oh,
moment.
sure.
One thing that would be helpful on the spreadsheet too is if you know if Medicare covers it or not, to put that on there.
I did
Okay,
that
yeah.
in a couple places where where my source specifically said that, I did put that on there.
I think they're looking at somebody's thing.
Oh,
Yes,
whoever's
I'm
talking, yeah, we are looking at,
adding to the spreadsheet.
Denise is adding to the spreadsheet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, so one brand is a Moen. So wait a minute, where are we here? Oh, that's the safety. Okay. So we're on the safety category now, and stainless steel grab bars. Nicole S., who's not on the call, sent this one in. Nicole uses different sizes all over the house in places where falls are likely. Her father uses them like monkey bars. So yeah, there we go. And there's different kinds. I've seen them at Home Depot, and we've got some like going down the stairs and to the basement and that sort of thing. They're very helpful to have no matter
Yeah,
what your situation is.
pretty inexpensive too.
Yeah. Yeah. You just have to have somebody install it or be able to do it yourself, because they have to be installed correctly, into a stud. So want them to be strong.
Sometimes the senior centers offer that kind of assistance
Right.
for installation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, okay. So Rose M., are you on the call?
Yes, I am. And I didn't know how to create the Amazon link. I'll send you, I did a PDF, I'll print out the thing and so on. But it's called AUVON. I'm showing it in case people are looking at me. And what's nice is you can adjust, it only turns on if there's motion. So if you don't want light in a room and, a light bothers someone, then it will only turn on when there's motion, and you can adjust the intensity of the light. You get 4 in a pack for less than $20 from Amazon. They really work well. So, this is it. So it's just a little plug-in device.
Okay.
And very cute, works well, only on if it detects motion, which is handy.
Yeah.
So just a simple little thing, but it's a safety thing. I put some in my bedroom too.
Right. Now, so it plugs in, you said? So it's
That's
not
a plug-in, right?
Okay. There's probably battery operated ones too that you could probably stick up in different places.
This brand had battery operated ones and so on that you can explore, but I used the plug-in because I wanted it as a nightlight. So when our care advisor, came over to kind of evaluate our situation. She said, "Oh, you need these motion sensor night lights." So I went out and bought them, and I love them.
Yeah.
So I didn't know you could have motion sensor ones.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
Yeah, very
yeah,
helpful.
because if you don't like the light, I mean, if light bothers you, this is a great thing to use.
And does it stay on? Ours stays on for like a minute or 2 minutes or something in our
It
bathroom?
stays on for like 30 seconds. It
Oh.
doesn't stay on very long. Maybe it's a minute. It doesn't stay on really long, but it's just very handy. Perfect.
I didn't put this on there, but they have these anti-blue light night lights that you can leave on all the time or turn it on at night, and it doesn't keep you awake because it doesn't destroy melatonin.
Well, the fact is that if you're very light sensitive, you don't want any light on, blue
No,
light or not.
I am, and I sleep right through it. I leave it on during the night by my bed, and I can sleep straight through.
That's fine.
So these anti-blue light bulbs are incredible. I'll have to add that to the list sometime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be helpful too. So our next, oh yeah, there you go, Gail. That was, you're right there, the anti-blue light. Thank you. So Michelle P sent this one in. She's not on the call. The swivel tub transfer seat. So do we have a picture of that?
There you go.
Yeah,
It looks very complicated.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because we had one that was not that fancy, that just slid, and it didn't swivel. I wonder how that works. You'd have to.
Oh, so
it looks like the whole top slides back and forth and the seat spins.
Okay.
So this is great for you walk up to the tub and you sit down, your butt is to the back of the seat, and you can as you lift your legs over the edge of the tub, the chair can swivel so that you're now facing the shower head.
Okay.
Donate
that. Yeah.
We use one that works great.
Okay. They're kind of pricey. They're almost $300.
Yeah, they're almost $300.
But, depending on your situation, it would definitely probably be worth it. Yeah, that's nice.
When you look at these, you want to look at how long that bar is, that the seat slides on, because some of the manufacturers sell an extender. If you've got a deep shower or whatever, so that you're not getting your floor sopping wet, but so I would measure or see what the length of it is, and then figure out whether it goes far enough into your shower.
Okay, yeah, good advice there.
Yeah, because I see what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's the picture. Okay.
See, we have a walk-in shower, so and it's a little bit deeper than that, but it works great.
Yeah.
And they have a payment plan.
There you go.
$14 a month.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's new tech for me. I hadn't seen that before. So our next category is pressure sore prevention. And Michelle P sent the next 3 items in. A low air loss mattress helps prevent pressure ulcers and improve wound healing, and it's covered by Medicare. So I'm sure there we go.
So
Probably
many ads.
different manufacturers, I'm sure, on this one.
Yeah, so it has air baffles like you see in the hospital with the pump. And it's supposed to help the healing process if you've already got pressure ulcers, and then of course prevent them from forming.
Please. Okay.
I don't know if anybody has experience using these. My father used them, and they're just absolutely fantastic. So the mattress has kind of little small cells throughout the mattress, and different cells blow up with air at different times, so that for people who cannot move, my father had quite profound rigidity. He could not move, and so this air alternating pressure for the air mattress sort of compensated for the fact that he couldn't move. So it kind of moved for him.
Just changes this pressure points on the body.
Yeah. The only thing to be careful of is he was at a care facility and had this mattress on his bed, and the care facility said that the mattress kind of lifted him up at one point and dropped him out of the bed.
Oh,
Which was very unfortunate. He didn't have any problems, but of course it scared the crap out of him. So I would say if you have this, please be sure to have those handrails on the side of the bed.
Yeah, this picture doesn't have them.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
And do you know the cost on this? I was just looking around the webpage here and I don't see anywhere to buy it. So
I don't
it
know.
says
I
connect with
imagine
us.
they're quite expensive,
Yeah.
but we can try to find the cost and add it to the spreadsheet.
Okay, and then the next one she had here, Michelle put up, is the Prevalon Heel Protector Boot, cushion boot for heel pressure relief for bedbound individuals, and that's also covered by Medicare.
I didn't even know they made such a thing as this. Look at this thing.
Oh, wow.
It's very cushy.
Well, you know, when Bob was in the hospital, they put something kind of similar on him to that. I mean, the hospital actually had that.
Yeah. They range in price here. The one that Michelle recommended is $63. But there's some here on Amazon that are only $30 and some that are $172.
Heel cushion, I don't need. Elliott Gould is 80.
Yeah, so I would say if you're going to buy this, look around at the ratings and whatever just to get one that's a reasonable price, because this seems a little more expensive than you need to spend.
Yeah, for sure.
But cool. And the other thing I had put on there too, from the same source where Michelle wrote this article about some of these products, was that if you have someone who's bedbound, and especially if you think that this heel boot would be good for them to prevent bed sores, they suggested getting ultra soft pillows for under their elbows, because apparently that's another place where you can get bed sores.
Yeah, our caregiver always made sure there was pillows underneath Bob's elbows, and what always her thing was just adjusting things, like pushing them down, fluffing them up. You know, she would just change the pressure on them during the day. So
constantly,
yeah, to really
where you have a bendable joint, like under your knees too. I mean,
yeah. Okay, so the next thing here is the Roho wheelchair seat cushion, adjustable for weight and shape with a button control, contoured surface. And it says Robin Riddle there too. So Robin R., I don't know. Is that yours or Michelle's?
It's Michelle's, but I second it. These Roho cushions are fantastic.
Yeah.
You used them as well, Candy? Yeah, fantastic.
They had a few different models. Do you have an idea about the cost on them, Robin?
I think they're also pretty expensive. I'm gonna guess like a couple $100.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we paid for it when we got one for Bob. So it was in that range for sure.
Yeah. And again, kind of like that other alternating air pressure mattress, these are a bunch of little individual cells in the cushion, and so it kind of it helps accentuate exactly where the point is of getting pressure, and then if you move slightly, the pressure point will change to a different one of these cells within the cushion.
Right.
Very cool.
And the cushion has a cover, right? You don't see these cells like the
you don't
like
sit
the
on
picture.
that.
Yeah, that's just showing
I think there's a picture of it with the cover on.
Yeah, looks right.
Just have to be careful to make sure. My sister has MS and she's had Roho cushions for years, but she got severe decube on her butt while on the Roho. And part of it is maintenance, is that you've got to make sure that you every week or twice a week, you check the pressure on them to make sure that the cells are holding, because one of hers was not. And she
wow.
developed a horrible pressure sore from that. So it's not foolproof. You have to maintain them. And they're also, as an OT, I remember transferring patients who had spinal injuries on a sliding board. They are one of the most difficult, excuse me, transfers if you're using a sliding board, just because they are cushy, but they are by far the best for pressure relief that I know of.
Right.
So what, Cheryl, what do people need to do with the Roho cushion then?
So you need to, it should come, and I don't know, she has a wheelchair guy that comes and is supposed to educate her on these things. And I'm sure that she was, but you know, there's just some memory issues with her as well. But it should come with a pump and a gauge, and you should check the pressure on it. And there's different chambers depending on the cushion. And so you've got to, you know, like she has severe scoliosis, and that makes it, you know, she's a tough case because she has severe scoliosis. She's been in a chair for 20 years, but you have different chambers so that you can adjust where she, you know, how she sits is not equal on her sitting bones or ischiae. And so she has to adjust the different chambers to, and that's not probably going to be a big issue. It's probably way too much information that you don't need to know. But just to say, they all need to be checked every week to make sure that the pressure in the cushion is sufficient. And they give you the you know, they should train you when they're expensive. I think they're more than $200. They're very expensive cushions. But you really do kind of need to be trained to know how to use it appropriately. So.
Okay.
There's even a commode cushion.
Oh, wow.
Has a hole in the middle.
Good
and
thing.
And they work. I like that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, thanks for your help with that too, Cheryl. So the next thing, this is Robin's suggestion, under cushion sofa grab bars, chair stand assist or sofa stand assist. Mentioned last time, but there's some brands that don't have the bars at foot level, which might be safer. Okay, so.
Yeah, so I saw this at somebody's house the other day, and I thought it was really cool. The person has Parkinson's disease, and I'd never seen it before. I had seen this kind, but there are other brands without those two leg. I think the problem with this, the picture that we were just seeing, is that the feet could trip on those legs.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned about that, but there was another brand I found, and that the one that I saw that didn't have the bars at the foot level. Try the third one, Denise.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. There.
A third one doesn't have the Vive brand doesn't have the things at the foot level, and I think that looked a little safer to me.
Sorry, pop-up ad.
Trying to sell you.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, how does this go stable
safer.
then? Interesting.
Yeah, I'd never seen that before. I think it's kind of cool.
So does this one? Oh, it goes all the way under there. So it's kind of the same. It just doesn't have the legs.
The legs.
So would it be as stable? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the one with the legs because, you know, it's so much of it's nose over toes. You want the person leaning forward, not back. And so,
yeah
they can get much more forward that way.
Doug, do you guys use this?
We didn't. We had the other one that we used for a while. And
now that one, look how they've got the legs turned out. I mean, you know, like, so they're not straight to the frame. They're like,
right. They still
Yeah,
stick out a little bit. I think this is for like a recliner.
right, but you could use it on a sofa too, I would think, right?
Absolutely.
And not
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah,
has
on a
There you
those
chair.
go.
windows.
Yeah. Well, all options.
Right.
The legs look much safer to me.
Yeah,
The other one
yeah.
doesn't make any sense at all.
Because they're off to the side
Put
as opposed
pressure
to
on
this
here, the
one.
back's gonna
Well,
lift
this
up.
one goes off to the side too.
Yeah. So it's just where you want to set those legs, probably. It's adjustable, probably.
I don't know. So $140, and this one is
Mhm.
only 50.
Wow.
I wouldn't get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
it
see.
seems less stable to me too. Okay.
All right. So here's another one from Nicole S., who's not on the call. Remove bed frame to make the bed lower. Nicole's father can more easily get out in and out of bed. From a lower bed is easier? That's interesting.
Yeah, it depends on the height of the person, I think. We did something similar. My
Mm-hmm.
mom is only 5 feet tall, and we took the box spring out and put a
Okay.
piece of plywood on the bed frame to hold the mattress up, and she had a much easier time.
Okay.
But you know, somebody who's 6 foot is going to have a harder time with Parkinson's
Right.
if you do that.
My husband's 6'2", and I removed the whole bed frame, and now the box spring and mattress sits on the floor, and it's
Mhm.
more now like the level of a chair, which is much
Mm.
easier for him to get out of. The bigger mattresses these days was just
Yeah.
making it too high for him. He couldn't get in. So far, so good. The height is much better for him at the current thing, but I totally took the bed apart and put it on the floor.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Interesting. All right.
I got a low profile foundation thing. It was only 4 inches because flat down there was too much, and that worked out really well.
We got a
Okay.
bed with 6-inch legs and well, with actually 12-inch legs, and it was too high. So but they sold 6-inch legs, so we've got those and put them on, and that worked for a while. But then we had to start using the Hoyer lift all the time, and the Hoyer lift wouldn't fit under the 6-inch legs, so we had to go back and put the 12-inch legs back on so we could use that. So
Mm.
kind of depends where you are in the process.
Right.
Never throw anything away, right, Doug?
Exactly. Well, we used risers at the head of the bed. This is something that's a little bit different than that, but because Bob was supposed to keep his head elevated. So these risers at the head of the bed, and they just were like on Amazon, we bought them, and it just kept his head up higher. I mean, the whole bed was slanted that way, obviously, but that's what he needed. So, that was helpful for an MSA patient anyway. So with his blood pressure and that. So, all right. So here is another one from Nicole. Purchase a sturdy oak kitchen chair with arms to have around in the case of falls, so the faller can use it to get off of the floor.
Mm.
She found hers at Goodwill for $20. So, that's a way to do it. Obviously, if your person can still, have that much strength to actually, use something like that. So, okay. The next one is from Robin, the portable chairlift, one brand, Carex Up Easy Seat Assist Plus. So,
Okay, I
Robin.
have no recollection of this. Denise, can you find a link maybe?
Oh,
Yeah, so oh yes, now I remember. Okay, so a chairlift I put in quotation marks, and what it is just a little device that you stick on top
Yeah.
of a seat cushion, and it helps a person stand up.
Oh,
It's
wow.
Wow.
nothing too sophisticated about it, and they're I won't say cheap, but they're not outrageously expensive,
They're
maybe.
not like buying a lift chair, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
It's sort of a big step below buying an electric lift chair, that's for
Does
sure.
not have a good review on this one anyway, but only one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just picked Rite Aid because everybody has a Rite Aid, but that
Yeah.
was kind of expensive. This one's only $70 at Walmart, but they look the same and they have the same brand.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It's a handy little thing.
And then you could use them in different chairs, obviously, too. So
Yeah.
Right.
take it
Take
with
it
you.
with you. Right.
Can you adjust the level of the spring, or does somebody just?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Here's the this is the manufacturer's website. So some places you can get it cheaper than the manufacturer.
I
Yeah.
picture
add
someone
this.
flying across the room.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, you don't want to fling them. No flinging the patient.
No, you don't want that. Okay, so the next one is the Comedita Tipo all-terrain rollator. I'm
And
kind of
Doc is here, so he can.
That looks pretty cool. So Dag, you want to talk about that?
I can, now first I unmute.
There you go.
We found it works fine. It comes with a rectangular suitcase-like carry case. We brought it with us to our friends on the island of Malta when we visited this spring. I discovered along the way that with 2 suitcases and this particular suitcase and my wife in a wheelchair in the airports was too much. So we gave it away, but it was only $330. We found it was very collapsible, very stable. A bit compared to the next one you'll see called Let's Fly, it's heavy. So we're not about to buy it again right now, but it works very well. And I loved the video presentation on the website at Amazon where it's shown off. The wheels work, it's stable. It was good, and it's highly collapsible, which was the thing.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right, and you've got another one here too, the Let's Fly rollator.
Yes.
So can you tell us about that one too? Was that one better for you?
It is lovely. It is beautiful. Christine and I used to be Swedish way back when, and the Let's Fly is actually a Swedish design.
Okay.
How can I show you here? I can look.
Oh, there we go. That's
for a chair.
It is lightweight, very light, and
collapses.
And of course, it collapses through doors. It's handy. It's beautiful. It's lightweight. It rolls well. It's a little bit pricey. I think it was $550.
Yeah, there it is.
$590 on this one.
600, yeah.
We hesitated a bit because it functionally is not all that much difference from a $150 offer, but we love it. Christine uses it all the time to get from bed to bathroom, around the house, and down to the poolside and whatnot.
Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the U step?
I'm sorry?
That was in the last webinar, so we didn't repeat it in this webinar.
Sorry, thanks.
Okay, well, thanks for that, Dag. And you also have the Carmen foldable wheelchair for travel. Can we have a picture of that?
Yeah, I just bought that last Thursday when Christine had a little problem. I just looked all over Amazon and looked as carefully as I know how. And this one is only 24.5 pounds.
Oh, wow.
That's really light for big wheels.
Christine used it for the first time this morning. It works fine. You collapse, you fold the half of the backrest down. You take the feet supports off. You collapse it sideways, and it fits in a standard airline carry bag, which would set me back $40.
Okay.
Doc, can you show the back folding down?
I trust I can. Let me see here.
I thought that was very cool.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, that is.
Let me see here.
And that fits in the trunk of a car?
Oh, yeah, or the back seat.
Easy. I use the seat belt here to pull it, and now you take the foot things off, What am I showing? I have to look at my screen to see what I'm showing you.
Yeah, we see it.
It fits nicely in a standard carry bag that you can pick up for $40.
Okay.
So that it's medical equipment and you can check it as luggage.
Okay.
Dog, will you just show that carry bag too? I put that on the spreadsheet.
I will go get one.
Oh, there it is.
Dog found one for $40.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, on the manufacturer's website, it's more.
Yeah, it looks more expensive. And the one that Dog found is quite a bit bigger and doesn't fit quite so snugly, but
Well,
but
that
I
might
think
fit in an overhead bin. I'd love to see what the
No,
dimensions.
no overhead bin my foot, no way, shape or form.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's way too big for the overhead
Compare
bin.
my body here.
Oh, there he is. He's showing.
Oh,
But it's perfectly within airline specifications. There's no name on it, but it was $40-some at Amazon. And it's a fairly standard. I mean, there's more than one brand out there.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
and I can vouch for the lightweight. I was at Dog and Christine's house yesterday and I picked up that wheelchair. Very easy to maneuver. Very handy.
Well, that's awesome. Okay. All right. So moving on here, Dog, you've got another, that was the wheelchair, and then large duffel bag. Okay, we went with that.
May I suggest if I'm on?
Please.
This is not on your agenda, but IKEA has some interesting equipment because while Christine took a turn for the worse in the last 2-3 months, all of a sudden she had trouble getting dressed. We have a walk-in closet and so forth, but I wanted to provide a way for her to sit at her bedside and dressed and undressed. Let me see if I can capture it here.
oh yeah, you got one of those poles.
Mm-hmm.
So Christine used to have a setup much like mine, and she used to drop things between the bed and the bedstand all the time, check books, medication, you name it. So now she has a little bed stand that actually rests on the bed.
Okay.
I'm the handyman. And then we have an IKEA Kallax storage display case here, which I have propped up, which provides space for shoes and whatnot. And the reason to prop it up is in part because the matching units, which is the same, are propped up to the level of the little table. And on top of all this, I have bars, wood things attached with double back tape so that Christine can sit here. I don't know if I can do a selfie here and reach up.
Yeah.
Reach up and grab herself. The whole thing, needless to say, is anchored to the wall. And for the one unit, and the next unit is anchored to the other unit. So the whole thing is reasonably stable.
How does that pole work for you? We just bought that pole that I see next to the bed.
Okay. I couldn't quite hear you, but when you lie in bed, you still see out the window. Because you look like right through this IKEA thing.
Dog, people are interested in the pole.
Yeah.
The pole.
Yeah.
How does it work for you guys?
This particular pole at $180 at Amazon has a feature here which I think is excellent, that you can turn this, and Christine can turn it herself with ease to where you want, if you want to grasp this close or far. It's adjustable. it will handle 10-foot ceilings, and it's the better product.
Our neurologist ordered it, and so Medicare paid for part of it. We didn't pay very much, and we just got it. And it was kind of hard to install. I had to have somebody help me, but we haven't used it that much. So that's what I was wondering. Does that help her stand?
Yes, it certainly, and get out, move herself within the bed, get to the edge of the bed, sit up, and stand up.
Okay, good.
And
And I've
now
got
we settled on 26 inches from the edge of the bed to this unit. It turns out that the wheelchair we just bought the other day is 24 inches, and lo and behold, it works.
Oh, wow.
So
Great.
now, Christine, I have previously put in grab bars. I'll show you. I have a long cord here. I just put on a grab bar at the foot of our bed. It's a work in process. So that
Joan?
Christine can walk. I'm sorry?
Doug, let me interrupt you for a minute. Joan, do you know the brand of the pole that you have?
Looks the same. I don't, but it looks the same.
Okay, if you could find out the brand and email us, that'd be great. We'll add it to the list. Yeah.
This one is Stadler.
That's it. That is it.
Yeah.
And of
I
course,
think we
I
have
have
finger poles
put
here.
in grab bars all the way to the and into the bathroom, and there's another one of these in the bathroom. Grab bars make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, and they're very helpful, and you can adjust, the angle to the pole.
Instead of towel racks, we have grab bars.
Yeah. Yeah, we did the same. Well, thank you for that and for letting us see your home. You are quite the handyman, Doc. That's awesome. So thank you for that. So then another suggestion here from Michelle P. Car transfer, mobile floor lift. A person can be transferred. To be transferred hangs in a sling from a frame that folds small enough to fit into the trunk of a sedan, although probably easier to slide into an SUV or minivan. So let's look at this picture. Wow. So it's like a Hoyer lift, only collapses, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't advance these photos, but they rotate and they show you how it folds up and goes in a minivan and even a sedan trunk.
Wow. So the person just stays in the sling. I'm assuming.
In the vehicle, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Wow.
Pretty cool.
It's very cool. Oh, and then on and off the floor too, huh?
Yeah.
You can lift somebody off the floor. You have to get them in the sling, though. Wow. Okay.
Just
That's
have to
awesome.
roll them back and forth to get them in the sling.
Exactly.
There's another one too. Oh. No, I guess not. Maybe, maybe that's this one.
The mini compact sit to stand lift. Is that what you're looking at? Okay.
Yeah. And this one, I don't think it has as many photos. Oh, this one just wraps around the body.
Okay.
I don't know,
Wow, that's very cool too.
Seems to me like the sling is more secure.
Yeah.
It just goes under the
It's got a
armpit.
little more control. Maybe could use this. Because the sling, you wouldn't have any assistance from the patient.
Right. But this one, they have this knee brace. I don't know, in this area. I didn't notice that the other one had that. I don't think so. The other one, the person was just hanging in the sling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So any idea on cost on any of these?
Oh, that's a good question. I do not know.
Okay.
I don't think these websites say much about cost.
Yeah, they probably want you to ask, right?
Yeah.
So probably.
Dimensions, models.
we can try to investigate and add it later.
Okay. All right, so there's another one here from Michelle. Hospital bed, Drive Medical is one brand, lighter than many hospital beds, 9-volt battery backup, and it's covered by Medicare, which is nice. So
yeah, I don't know why she picked this particular bed. It said it's lighter than other beds, and it adapts, like the parts of it can fit on the head and footboard of other beds. And it kind of made a point that some of the pieces stay attached to the bed so they don't get lost.
Uh-huh.
And it has a
remote.
you know, a remote gizmo. Well, it's not remote. It's got a cable, but yeah.
How many
I don't know why she
adjustments
picked
are on the
this one.
bed?
How many adjustments?
Yeah. What can you adjust?
Let's see. Features, benefits. I don't think that tells you what you can adjust. Shipping weights. I do not know. This page is not big on user, it's big on setup.
Mm-hmm.
But the link is there in the spreadsheet, so you can cruise around on the manufacturer's page and see if you can figure out what it does.
Okay.
Product options.
Yeah, it's just add-ons.
This is all specifications to purchase the bed. It doesn't really tell you what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we missed one line here, but I
Sorry.
can just show this to you.
Offset hinges, widen doorways.
Offset hinge.
Yeah.
And so you hang it one end on the door frame and one end on the door, and it moves the door completely out of the way so that your door area is wider for wheelchairs and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'd never seen or heard of before, so I got a picture of it.
I'm just wondering, you'd have to have the space. I guess you'd have to have the area for the door to swing no matter what, unless it was door
Most places have the door is a few inches away from the wall.
Wardrobe. It's exactly what we have.
Sorry, Judith, what were you saying?
I was just going to say we have a wardrobe, and it has that kind of hinge, and it does allow the door to open quite a bit more. It's very handy.
Okay, awesome.
But we actually did widen our bathroom door.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a pocket door in ours, so it just goes out of the way.
Yeah, that's great. We couldn't do that.
Yeah, you still need a wider than average opening, though, even with the pocket door. Yeah, to get a wheelchair in.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to our next category, clothing and shoes. Let's see, Allison R., were you able to get on the call? Are you with us, Allison? There's one Allison, but it's a different spelling. So anyhow, another brand of hands-free shoes, Skechers slip-ons, variety of designs, extra arch support, memory foam inserts, etc. Her brother appreciates being able to put them on and remove them without help. Super comfortable, he says. So there you go. And there's many versions at many manufacturers that have similar products.
Can I say something about those? Because we have those, and it's made a huge difference for my husband with his Parkinson's. Because we get the Velcro ones, but they were heavy. These are lightweight. He can get them on. We got them there. We're near Pismo Beach, the outlet. We went to the Skechers and got them there. I just rave about those shoes for someone with mobility issues, being able to get them on by themselves.
Okay.
Is that Jane?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to be sure. I'm writing down who seconded the idea.
Yeah.
Can I add something here? I didn't send it to you, Robin, but we purchased another brand, which is very similar to the Skechers, how it works with that kind of like that bounce back in the heel area, but it's called Kizik. And this was actually, recommended by our OT person. My brother loves it. My husband ended up buying one for himself too. So
Yeah, they're a little bit more expensive than
yeah.
Skechers.
How do you
Yeah,
spell that?
Kizik.
yeah.
We we covered it at the last meeting. That's why I did
Oh,
it. Yeah.
okay. Sorry about
Yeah.
that. I didn't see
Well, the
It's
that.
okay.
kids are good. That's fairly new, I thought. Yeah, they're all over. It's all over Facebook. The Kiziks. You see those ads everywhere now. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so Doc went over this. He actually was able to show us his IKEA storage display case. So we got a chance to see that on his presentation there. So that is a really nice setup that you've got in your house there for sure. So our next category is incontinence and hygiene. And Joyce McPhee, are you on the flight? Or on the call? Joyce? No? Okay, so she suggested cutting a piece of under rug anti-slide mesh and puts it under bed pads to keep them from sliding.
Yeah,
So there you
this
go.
stuff.
Yeah, it's useful for a lot of things like that. It's great.
I did not know that it would work under like a puppy pad or a bed moisture pad and keep that from sliding. So, good idea.
And you know,
And
you can
cheap.
cut little pieces of it and use it to open jars and that sort of thing too. If
Oh,
you've, yeah, so that's kind of a helpful thing too. So yeah, that stuff is great for many things. Okay, so another one from Nicole S. One brand of portable spill-proof urinals, models for men and women, and it's a Ocum brand. So there we got the pictures. So lots of different options, obviously.
This is the men's.
And
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
Denise, I'm going to share my screen and show you both this product and the next row down, row 65.
This
If
is
I
the
can.
women's one. While she's getting that set up, this is the women's model.
Well, I need to share the screen, so.
I want to see the women's
All
model.
right, stop sharing.
Okay, thank you. Let me try to show this darn picture. Okay. Can everybody kind of see that?
I can.
Mhm.
So what she does is on the next row down, she describes it a little bit. So she cuts off the big container of that urinal and sticks the part that goes into the male anatomy, sticks that kind of on the right hand side. You can see on the toilet on the right hand sidebar, and then tapes the long hose into the toilet itself.
Okay, so you don't have to empty anything, basically.
Yeah, and
Okay.
this way, she says her dad likes the dignity of being able to stand up, and apparently he can still stand up safely, I guess, and use the toilet.
Okay.
Most people at some point we ask them for their safety to please sit down.
Mhm.
But so this is the mechanism that she came up with.
Okay.
Brilliant. Simple,
Yeah.
so simple, and yet, you know.
Right.
But she said that he stands up.
Yeah.
Never mind.
We will try to add this photo if we can.
Okay.
Let me
Guess
rephrase
he
that.
takes it.
Denise will try to add the photo if she can.
And why can't he just pee in the toilet?
Okay, I'll stop sharing now.
Okay. All right. So Rose M, you on the call here, Rose?
Yes, I stayed on. So
Okay.
I didn't see puppy pads listed. It's just a way of inexpensively providing continence pads. I found that Target you can get them, but they're much more cost effective at Costco, where you get 100 of them large size for $22.
Right.
So huge safety, and they're nice quality. Don't buy the ones that for people, buy the ones for puppies or dogs.
Yeah.
Way less expensive, same product.
Yeah.
And where exactly do you put them? Just on top of the sheet?
I put them underneath.
Okay.
I can put them on top. I've tried both.
Yeah.
Underneath, I put them on top. I use them in the bathroom when he wants to sit down and it's not always clean when he wants to sit. So then I can just change it out, and they're inexpensive. I can change it every day. You know?
Yeah. And it's,
Nice.
if you've got a loved one who needs to, you know, you have to do more activities like bathing, painting, that sort of thing in bed, they're helpful for that as well. You know,
Right,
it's,
right.
yeah. So you don't have to
I
change.
used him when he had a catheter. I used him, you know,
Mhm.
for changing, emptying the bag and so on. So very handy to have around. And
Mhm.
so
Yeah. Okay.
Can I add something, Candy?
Sure.
I use those pads too, the same as you, Rose. I put it underneath the sheet and then I put one on top. So in case he wets the sheet, it's still dry underneath. And I actually lined the bed with 2 or 3 different fitted sheets, and with that liner on top of it. So it's easy in the middle of the night if I have to change it, just to pull it off and stuff. But those pads work well. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. For many different things.
Genius, Kaylee.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I-
So, and this was also the, from Rose too, the waterproof, reusable washable elderly incontinence care protection underwear. Uses them with folded washcloths instead of the inserts. Easier to rinse and dry for small quantities of urine. So we're going to get a picture here.
I'm working on it. I'm looking for the, I don't know how I ended up closing the wrong tab.
Yeah. So your secrets here.
Yeah. See
Oh.
all of my. There we go. All right. So
Yeah, row
where are we?
67. Row 67.
Yeah.
Okay. And this was Dag's suggestion.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow.
Dag, are you and Christine still using those?
We did. It's rather inconvenient, and it turns out when Christine turns to her side and whatnot, it's easy to spill. I just wanted to share. I set myself up. We graduated from those, and you can wash them and soak them and dry them and whatnot, but it takes its time. We found our way to this brand of diapers, which works very well. We have some of these that are their category 8, and then I bought some 10s. They work well, and Christine can pee quite a bit in them, up to 600 grams, 6 deciliters. But when she gets out of bed, chances are it spills a little bit. So now I have 3 of these big pads underneath the sheet. On top of the sheet, they move all over the place, but underneath the sheet is fine. And I can go for several days without wetting these. But when it wets these, then it's no problem for me to wash the sheet. But the IKEA bed pad is, I can wash if I need to, but it used to need to, but with these I have never needed to. And then we have an IKEA moisture protector for the mattress. So between the flat bed sheets, and I will look at the puppy version at Costco. They're only $1 a piece, and if I wet one of the 3, all I replace is the one.
Right.
So, and it doesn't. They can hold a lot too, but we haven't tried that.
Right. Yeah. That's just more of a backup thing. But yeah, thanks for that.
It's a backup, and it underneath the sheet it works fine. If in the middle of the night the sheet gets wet, we put a beach towel on top, and it's comfortable as can be. And maybe I put a little towel underneath between the bed sheet and that soaker. It works. Towels do wonders.
Yeah, for sure. Easier during the middle of the night not to have to do the whole thing, for sure.
Yep.
Okay, so this one is from Michelle P, and it's a type of bidet toilet seat, different from what we saw in the last webinar.
That's ours, bidet.
Here we go.
So you can make a testimonial? Is this, are the remote controls complicated?
No. We were recommended by Adaptive Living to use that because you could drop a transfer on it and it wouldn't break.
Oh. Ooh,
Yeah.
do you have the lights? That's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
but we haven't used them.
So have you installed it then? Is it hard to?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't have to use the lights if you don't want to. They're silly.
Would be
Comes in
helpful.
different sizes.
I'd like a light. Just
Well, we have a night light that's pretty bright. Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't
hard to
need that.
install.
And it has a warming seat too. It's very luxurious.
Yeah, that's nice.
And someone asked, is it hard to install? It doesn't look so because it's just a couple of bolts.
Well, we had a plumber install it, but you can do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It says outlet required.
Yes.
How far does the outlet need to be? Because this one is pretty close to
It
the
needs
toilet.
to be fairly close.
Ours is about like that picture.
Yeah.
So most bathrooms don't have an outlet close to the toilet like that. So that might be an issue.
Well, we renovated our bathroom to prepare for the future and had the outlet put there. So
okay, very smart. Yeah.
That's certainly something to consider. That's a good point for all of us.
Yeah.
And we paid $2.99 for ours.
Yeah, this is the manufacturer's website, and that's usually more expensive. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on here to medication management. This was sent in by Nicole S. Pharmacies can put your pills in a unique pouch based on the time you need to take the pills. So that's interesting. So the pharmacy will do that?
Yes, some social worker told me pretty much any pharmacy will do it for you.
Really? Wow.
But PillPack is Amazon's thing, I think.
Okay. But this was, is that two separate things? Oh yeah, PillPack's there, but the pharmacies will do the same thing, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay. Good to know. I mean, that's useful for anybody, really. I'd like it better like that.
I was just speaking with a friend of mine who's in nursing school and came back from visiting her partner's mother with Parkinson's. She was suddenly unable to open the pill organizer that her husband spent about an hour every night setting up her medications. So they're going to look into this. And I asked the question, well, what if your meds change and you've gotten a month all organized? And apparently it's no problem and no cost. Pharmacies will just take it back and reorganize it for you. So it sounds like a big time saver.
Okay, good to know.
And this says you just pay your copays. You don't pay for the additional service of having it packaged.
Wow.
I've never seen that with Kaiser. Has anyone else?
Yeah, it might. Anybody have any feedback on that, Kaiser's? There you go. Managing your medicine.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Ask your doctor or ask the pharmacy.
I guess it doesn't really matter because I do it for him, but that's a handy.
Yeah, but it might be one less thing you'd have to do.
He doesn't take that much, luckily.
Yeah. Okay.
So, thank you.
All right.
I don't see that Kaiser does it.
Okay, so we have Christine Hirabayashi, who is not attending, and create a weighted pencil by putting lug nuts around the pencil and securing the lug nuts with electrical tape or rubber bands. Okay, fairly simple. You like that one, Denise?
Yeah, so that one came out of we had a art, connecting through art therapy session Stanford did on Friday. And I thought it was kind of a cool little trick, just to stick lug nuts around a pencil and tape it up, or put a rubber band around it, and voila, you have a weighted pencil.
Okay.
With a little gripper area too. So I thought that's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, because it would make the grip bigger. So that'd be nice too. And then I could use that actually too.
And
So
you could also do on a pen, same idea.
yeah, so here we go with our last category, low vision and dementia tools. And this is from Sheila. She sent in the idea for a 7-inch digital calendar clock with alarms. So here we go.
Ta-da.
Wow. So you'd have to have help setting it up, obviously.
No, I have two, one in his desk area and one is in his bedroom that faces him when he wakes up in the morning. It's a matter of just plugging it in, and then you have options on the back, picking the date, time, month, year, really easy to set up until you have the electrical outage, and then you can do it again.
Okay.
Same kind, Joan?
But I got the largest one I could buy for both places. So when the vision goes south, he can still see it. But then when he wakes up in the morning, he knows right away what day it is, time, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Does it tell you who's the president?
No.
No.
You can pay extra,
maybe.
My husband wakes up in the middle of the night and he thinks it's the afternoon. So I wonder if something like
this is really helpful, and it's really quiet, and it does go off if you have an alarm. You can set that up as well.
I see it says morning, so maybe.
Yeah, it's really good.
Does it cast a light or a glow?
Very soft.
Very soft. So it doesn't keep you awake visually.
Doesn't keep him awake.
Okay.
And there are
It's
bigger
far
ones
enough
that
away
comes in
from the
as
bed too, which helps. It's more like a little night light too, closer to because it's close to where the opening of the room is, or the door.
Okay.
Very helpful.
7 and 10-inch sizes.
I got the biggest.
The 10-inch ones are a little more expensive. A few dollars, $5 or something.
Yeah.
And they're very popular. I got one for my Aunt Agnes, and when she died, it went missing from the care home.
I got the black with the white lettering, numbers, just really easy to see.
Yeah.
Nice.
The contrast is good.
Joan, I think it was Jane asked the question, is there any other way to say on this clock, other than the word morning, is there any other way to indicate that it's morning versus night? Like, could it change color or something?
Oh, there was another brand down here that has a sun, and then I think at nighttime it changes to a moon.
Okay.
There's a couple other alternatives on Amazon that do that kind of thing.
Okay.
The words would be more clear for someone if they're confused.
Oh no, we did not. So somebody developed, this was probably 15 years ago, somebody developed a little trick. I will try to find it and add it here. It's called I think they called it a meal clock, because again, like Joan, you were saying, a husband wakes up in the middle of the night and thinks it's daytime. My dad did the same thing. And this guy used like a $8 clock somehow from, say, Target, clock on the wall. And he devised some way to indicate, oh, you look at the clock, oh, it should be nighttime. I should be going back to bed. Or, oh, it's daytime. It's okay to get up and have my meal. So I'll try to find that and add it to the spreadsheet.
Lunch o'clock. What's this? Oh.
It's just got hands that are
that would really confuse
knife and a fork.
Yeah, that really confused everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a joke. Well, we made it on time today. Wow.
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
thanks everybody for all these great suggestions. This was a real great meeting. So we appreciate everybody's input. And, hopefully these suggestions will help us all. So thanks.
So where is it going to be posted?
On the BSN Brain Support Network website.
Okay.
I'll post it. I think we will probably send out an email to the same people that we emailed previously, both the Brain Support Network caregivers and the Parkinson's caregivers, with a link to the recording.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it'll take a few days, and we've kind of updated the spreadsheet as we've gone along, but we'll update it a little bit more. And we will be doing the same kind of virtual meeting again. I think we picked October 22nd. Does that sound right, Candy and Denise? Yeah. So same time on Sunday, October 22nd. And our idea for that virtual meeting is list the top 3 things you've learned. And I'm sure there are going to be a lot of repeats, but hopefully people can come up with 3 things that, or at least one thing that other people have already mentioned. So that's our idea for October.
Well, this was great. Thank you so much.